You may have heard stories of beached whales or kids who found amazing things with metal detectors. Here are 9 crazy things found on beaches. Number 9. Backpacks of cocaine. This one happened February 2017 on Norfolk Beach. This luggage will most likely stay unclaimed for all eternity. Why? Well, because of its contents. Hundreds of kilograms of cocaine were found by a resident of the area of Hopton Beach near Great Yarmouth. It is said that the value of the drugs were worth over $60 million. No one knows where it came from, but here's a guess. A group of smugglers were on the water or in the air. They feared officials. Maybe they had been traveling, doing their job, and they came across a patrol ship or something. Good chance they would have thrown the cargo overboard to avoid life in prison. There's hardly a reason that $60 million worth of cargo would wash on shore like that, right? The Border Force, the Coast Guard Agency, and the Norfolk Police tried to find the dealers, but to no avail. But really, isn't the loss of income enough? That and the fact that someone somewhere is expecting hundreds of kilograms of cocaine, and someone was responsible for losing it. Perhaps life in prison wouldn't be the worst punishment after all. Number 8. Doritos. Yes, Dorito junkies, dreams do come true. Aside from the monetary value, this find might be even more valuable than the cocaine jackpot. It happened back in 2006 when a cargo trailer of Doritos washed ashore in Frisco. The container was found on the beach, broken into, and it was discovered that thousands of bags of Doritos were hidden inside. For days, the container was adrift at sea until it hit land. When it did, it wasn't long until random visitors dove in, taking their share of chips. The people responsible for discovering the box were fishermen, whose initial attention was to catch striped bass, not nacho cheese Doritos. But the majority of the chips went to random people who helped themselves. Even one with a truck. Of course, he was just helping the cleanup. The truck that was carrying the container was never found, but if it had been, it would have been responsible for littering and possibly contamination. Maybe it should be honored by feeding the homeless and a bunch of hungry teens. Number 7. Baby grand piano. Back in 2016, a baby grand piano, as confirmed by a piano expert, was found sitting comfortably on Queenscliff Headland on a beach near Sydney. No one knows how it got there, but at 500 pounds, this was no easy feat. The one to confirm it was indeed what it seemed was Jason Tremaine from Waringhall's Mall's Mall Music. It's truly puzzling how such a piece could end up not only on the beach, but on the headland. Looks like something out of a very dramatic movie, as it sits up on the rocks getting sloshed by the waves. To be fair, this isn't the first time a piano was beached. Another piece washed up in 2011 on Miami's Biscayne Bay. That one was rather mysterious, and visitors claimed it to be a strange sighting at 650 pounds. It was set atop the highest high bar. Speculations for that one circled quick. There were tales of a real-life mermaid, a Kanye West music video, and an orchestra-related promotional. In the end, it was found out to be simply a prank involving 3 teens getting rid of their grandmother's grand piano. The young mastermind claims it wasn't really a prank, but an amazing photo op. Number 6. Sneakers and more. Have you ever been walking on the beach and just seen a shoe lying in the sand? Not a big deal. But did you know that since 2007, on 13 different occasions, sneakers with something horrifying have been found on the British Columbia shoreline? That's right, these sneakers still have human feet in them. Speculations surrounding their appearance have surfaced, but a 100% solid reason has not quite been discovered. Some say that a serial killer with a twisted way of showing his victims off is afoot. Others say it's simply a sick joke. But a forensic expert says that the shoes were always tennis shoes, not heels or sandals, not even bare feet. It's true that thousands of people die at sea every year, and those bodies will start to deteriorate before long. But with socks and sneakers, it's possible that the foot would be protected from this process. Although some of these deaths have been identified and linked to suicides or water-based accidents, many are still unsolved mysteries. Number 5. Rubber duckies. In 1992, a large crate containing 28,000 plastic bath toys was lost at sea, somewhere between Hong Kong and the United States. This was an unfortunate event, but the outcome has led to the joy of thousands of people. Through the years, these ducks have been found on the shores of Hawaii, Alaska, South America, Australia, and more. Even the Arctic and Scotland have seen ducks from this shipment. They have been so popular that they were named the Friendly Floaties, and discoveries are still being tracked today after over 20 years. In 1992, shortly after their dive into water, these ducks were caught in the subpolar gyre, a current between Alaska and Siberia. It took almost a year for them to begin landing on shores. Since then, they have gone on a 3-year cycle, as this is how long it takes them to circle around. Although some have escaped the current and have made their way further north and south. 10 years after their journey begins, the company offers $100 rewards for anyone that finds a duck from this shipment. Of course, it must be validated. Fun fact, there's a town in Idaho that holds rubber ducky races. I saw it when I was little. They're tracked and they go down the Snake River to see who wins. Do you guys ever race your ducks? Number 4, DELIA PRESBY Oliver. If you thought cocaine and severed appendages were bad, then you might be terrified to hear about this next find. Imagine you're strolling along the beach and you come across a tombstone. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, the city of San Francisco shut down cemeteries within the city limits and moved the bodies to another location. But the tombstones were left behind. The materials from the tombstones were used for the construction of various projects, including underwater seawalls. It is possible that the tombstone was once part of these projects. However, the life of the tombstone is not as interesting as the life of the woman it belonged to, DELIA PRESBY Oliver. She was born on May 13, 1863 in San Francisco. It's as if a piece of history floated to us that day. The 122-year-old stone was discovered on the beach. Mrs. Oliver was buried in Laurel Hill Cemetery in San Francisco, but no one knows where her body resides today. Delia's grandmother gave birth to 13 children, her father being one of them. At 4, Delia left Panama towards New York and got married when she was 22. Unfortunately, the marriage was short, for Delia died only 5 years later. Thankfully, Delia's sister, who was pregnant when Delia died, named her child Delia in honor of her late sister. Number 3, Legos. In 1997, a container ship called the Tokyo Express was hit by a wave that the captain deemed a once-in-100-year phenomenon. The ship was tipped to an amazing angle and resulted in the loss of 62 crates. One of these crates carried almost 5 million Legos. Since then, pieces have washed ashore in Cornwall on a regular basis. 20 years later, this hasn't stopped. No one even knows where those other 60-some containers have gone or what was in them. What's even funnier is that much of these Legos were ocean-themed. These Legos have made building castles on Cornwall beaches that much more fun than before. Collecting them is almost like a game. For example, daisies are popular, but only 3 octopi have ever been found, and dragons are highly sought after. It's likely that much of these pieces have traveled over 60,000 miles since being lost. However, it isn't all fun and games. Some of these pieces are still out there. The plastic is poison to birds that prey on the floating pieces, and the heavier, sinking collections can pollute the waters. Visitors are encouraged to clean up any pieces they may find. Number 2, manta rays. This tale may be sad for wildlife everywhere, but some humans are thankful for this strange incident. In 2013, over 200 manta rays washed up on the shores of Gaza City. This mysterious event puzzled many, sickened many, and overjoyed many. The Palestinians say that this has happened in very small groups before, but never had they seen such a number, nor had they seen so many large fish. Some were up to 6 feet wide. One fisherman said that they used to come every March, but had stopped for a few years. We used to get them from Egypt and bring them through the tunnels, which was difficult because the fish had to be cut in half, and it was very expensive. But today, God provides them for us here. Although many try to defend nature, others are simply happy for the economic boost. These manta rays can be sold for $1 to $2 per kilogram. Plus, it can provide food for those who cannot afford to pay for regular groceries. But still, these rays are considered endangered, so this may not be as grand as first thought. Number 1, message in a bottle. Hundreds of messages in bottles have been found on the beach through the years, but in 2015, one broke the world's record for the oldest message in a bottle ever recorded. It was 108 years old and was sent off into the sea by the Marine Biological Association of the United Kingdom in 1906. It later washed up on Amrum Island in 2015. It was thrown as one of the 1,000 bottles cast into the sea by George Parker Bitter to track ocean currents. A German woman discovered the bottle on Germany's North Frisian Islands. The note inside promised 1 shilling to the founder, who would fill in the postcard and send it in. Since shillings are no longer a piece of currency, the association bought one on eBay and sent it to her. Although the method for tracking currents is no longer relevant, the message holds a record in the Guinness Book of World Records for being the oldest message in a bottle ever recorded. Hopefully this record will soon be broken and a new curious tale will be found. Have you ever found anything crazy on the beach? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to subscribe and I'll see you soon.